Good morning, good morning. My name is Teniecka Drake. You are catching me on the SisterTribeTV handle. I am one of the broadcasters here, and you are watching It Takes Courage to Leave. Today, we are going to be discussing how to get your EPS paired with your W.P.E. Hello, Kasika. And so, now that we're discussing that, I would like to express and explain what those acronyms mean before we go any further. So, EPS, that is essentially, hi sis, that is essentially speaking on your escape plan strategy. So, EPS, whenever I refer to EPS, that's what I'm speaking about today. So, EPS, escape plan strategy. Your WPE, your written plan of execution. Your written plan of execution. So, you're going to write your plan, you're going to execute it, and you pair your WPE with your EPS, which is your escape plan strategy, so that you can what? Essentially, and we would hope that that helps you to leave. So we are going to discuss how you're going to do that and what ways and tools you can use and what things you may need in order to make your escape plan strategy, your EPS, very successful. And when you have a very good WPE, thank you, Ms. Kasika, you can really execute flawlessly. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. And the first thing I want to talk about is when you are in these very toxic situations. And we've already discussed the feelings and things, but now we're going to move into you actually leaving this environment, okay? And I want to give a warning to all that are watching and may come back in the replay. So replay viewers, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here, but please heed this warning very carefully. If you are involved in a domestic violence situation and it is toxic, it is extremely imperative that you do not, if you are planning to leave, hear me clearly, do not let your abuser know, do not let your aggressor have any idea that you are trying or planning or even having the thought of leaving. This is the time where it's very, very deadly for any women or men as well trying to leave those situations. So I'm going to give you this warning again. Please, if you are listening and you're going to be trying to implement what I am telling you, it is imperative that if you have a secret, this is the one to keep. Do not let the aggressor or abuser know you have a thought of leaving. That is where women and men mess up by explaining, I'm going to leave you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. When you do that, you will let them be so angry that these people will end up letting your life be lost. They will take your life. It is not a game. Please do not tell them. Please do not tell them. If you, in fact, are involved in one of these situations right now, please keep that to yourself. And when you're writing your plan to execute and you're writing it down, if you have a little place at work, or you can keep it with a friend, or leave it with your family member, or somewhere you can leave that plan or whatever you're planning. Put it out of your home, put it out of your apartment, put it out of wherever you reside with the aggressor. The less they know, the better it is for you to execute your plan. So first things first, do you know how and when you want to leave? And this is where your escape plan, you should be planning in your head. You have an idea of where you want to go. So when we are trying to escape, because that's exactly what you're doing, you're escaping the situation, you're leaving, we would say exit, but you're not exiting because it's not going to be so easy. You are escaping literally, okay? So, do you know how and when you want to? Thank you, Ms. Kasika. So when we are trying to leave, you have to plan. So this planning starts in your mind. So you start thinking ahead of time. Thank you for everyone joining. You start thinking ahead of time. From the first time you have been hurt or hit or shoved or pushed, people will say, oh, I never thought of it. Yes, you did. The first time a person put their hand on you in an inappropriate way that wasn't loving, you're thinking of it. Hi, sis Andrea. You're thinking about how to leave. You are already thinking about it. You may not want to go at that time, but you're already thinking about it. So now we get into the position that we are going to put this baby into play. We're going to put it into play. So first things first, you get your paper, you get your notepad, whatever you're going to do, and you start to write down how you're going to plan to leave. How are you going to make this EPS work? How am I getting out of here? First thing, you need to have all your documents that you need in place. Birth certificates, social security cards for yourself, your kids, whomever is going with you. You need to have all of those documents with you, okay? And if you have taxes that you filed, take those with you. You may say, I've already filed, I don't need them. Trust me, you'll need them. Take them with you. Thank you. Anything else you need? Immunization records for your kids, immunization records for yourself, any doctors that you have gone to because you might be moving to a different area. You take all the information you need. Any bills past due, not paid, it doesn't matter. Whatever is pertinent to you and your specific situation, you take those documents because I guarantee you, you will need them. I guarantee you, you'll need them, you'll need them, you'll need them. So gather them all up. And I'm going to give you an example from my situation because I utilize myself as an example. Before I was ready to go, I would take my children's birth certificate around with me and their social security numbers for everything. This is where we're discussing leaving your domestic violence situation. So this is what we're talking about right now, having your EPS, which is your escape plan strategy, paired with your W.P.E, which is your written plan of execution. Yes, so as I was stating, I had my documents with me and I took them around with me in the car everywhere. Now, it was unfortunate because the car I had, I didn't have any tinted windows. So my significant was always wondering, why are you taking around those papers everywhere? What are you taking those papers around everywhere? Little did I know when I was going to need them and when I was going to leave, I was going to really have to have those with me. I didn't want to leave them there. So that's one thing. You need to have all your documents and all your stuff put together, okay? Put together. So the next thing you're going to need a time frame. You're going to need a time frame. And it's very important that you stick to this time frame. Because if you make one wrong move or you decide, oh, I did all this, and you back out of it, and now the aggressor knows that you were trying to leave, you have made yourself get into a world of hurt that you may not come out of. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I am saying this to just have you conscious that whatever you're doing, you need to be mindful of how you speak. Please do not get upset at your aggressor and start saying, well, I'm going to leave you. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack this. Do not do that. As much as you feel you're big and bad, you haven't left yet. You have not left yet. You're still in the thick of it. So for you at this point, whatever they're doing, if they're still out there cheating, if they're still out there hurting you and all that, that's fine. But you have a plan. And the way your plan will work is if you have silence. Don't say anything about your plan. Yes, at the time I said silence was bad. When you're getting hurt in the domestic violence, you want to open your mouth. You want to have law enforcement. That's a different time. But this time, when you're formulating your plan to leave, your silence is golden. You don't want to speak about it to anybody unless you trust them wholeheartedly. And that would possibly be your family if you have a very good relationship, or someone you can trust. Someone who's not going to go back and tell them what you're planning. It's got to be someone you trust that's not going to go back and tell them or figure out a way to email or text them or say, hey, she or he is doing this. They're planning on leaving you, because that will then let them know they really need to keep their eyes on you. And someone might ask me, well, Teniecka, they don't have eyes on me because I can go everywhere I want to go. Trust and believe. The aggressor has already planned and thinking that you're going to leave them because they know they are doing wrong. They know this. They're not stupid. They're human beings and they have intelligence and they know what they're doing. And I'll tell you from firsthand experience, I didn't believe that there was anybody watching me, okay? I didn't believe there was anybody watching me. That was a lie, because there was. Not only was he watching me, he had others watching me. There were some people on my block that would watch me, and I didn't know they were watching me not for me, but for him. They were his eyes. And sometimes he would leave and say, I have eyes. Hello, Sister Ramona. He said, I have eyes everywhere. I was like, what are you talking about? You have eyes everywhere. But it was true. And there was a time as well that I did not, exactly. And I did not know that me not answering my phone for him if I want to take a break was a bad deal. Do you not know that I didn't answer my cell phone and I got a doorbell? The doorbell rang. Ding dong. I opened the door. It was one of his friends. Okay? It was one of his friends. Hey, Teniecka, I'm just coming over to see how you're doing. You know, such and such said, you wasn't answering your phone. Like, what does that have to do with you? And why are you in front of me right now at my place of home and he's calling you to ask me why I'm not picking up my phone? You're here to ask me why I'm not picking up my phone to talk to him because he's sending you to go relay messages back. He's like, oh no, he just wanted to check and see that you're okay. Really? Really? If I'm not answering my phone for the significant, I need to answer to you so you can go give a message back. So I'm just going to say this also. This is also a warning. His friends are his friends. Her friends are her friends. Do not think because they come over and they're nice and they're loving and they're sweet that their loyalties lie with you. They don't. They lie with that person. So when they're checking on you and they're being nice, it's not because they exactly, well, you're getting it. You're getting into the thick of all the psychological that goes into it, okay? So when you think that those friends that he has that you guys might have mutually, just remember mutually whose friend that person is first. So if you guys say you're a couple and you meet Sally Sue and Sally Sue likes you, her loyalties lie with you. They don't lie with him. So if she sees something crazy, Sally Sue's going to come and tell you, girl, that's wrong. I saw such and such. They're going to tell you before they tell him because her loyalty lies with you. Okay? So I'm going to be very clear. Any friends of the aggressor or the abuser, they are not your friend. They are that person's friend. And you need to be mindful that they are watching you. You may not think so, but it's true. Another incident I had that just happened because I'm going with this for the W.P.E is I had gone to the chiropractor and there was a friend of mine who owed me a little money. I had helped her out. And my significant, had told me, hey, you know what? Who was such and such over there talking to you and blah, blah, blah. I was like, excuse me? What are you talking about? I saw you. And I remember I came out of the chiropractor office and I was actually standing outside and I was looking around and I was like, what is he talking? I don't see his car because there was a 7-Eleven beside. There was a Circle K in front. There was Safeway across. I was, where were you? He's like, you didn't see me? I said, I didn't. He's like, good, but I saw you. And I was wondering what that person was doing at your car. And I have the kids and I saw you. So when I'm trying to give you guys this information because it is so important that you really, really keep close tabs on everything I'm telling you because it's going to help you and it's not going to harm you, but you're going to need to know. So when you write down what you want to do, make sure you put that in a safe place outside of your home. If you have a workplace where I used to work in an office and they give you a little key to lock up your stuff, put it there because he'll never go to your job or he'll never go to your mother's house or your brother's house or wherever, and he'll never open those things because they'll never allow them there because they don't work there or your family won't just allow them to just barge and go looking through their stuff. Make sure you have that. The next thing when you're planning, you have to not back down on your plan. Because if your plan fails, you end up stuck and maybe even more potentially hurt or even dead. Okay? That's sometimes how it happens. So let's be mindful of what we're doing and don't speak about it. So you're going to write it down, you're going to plan it, and then your last part, you're going to execute it. So here's an example. I was getting ready to leave. I had a date. I chose a date. I had written down my plan. I formulated everything. And the significant had come with me, okay? The significant had come with me. I was staying in a hotel due to the significant not turning the electricity on, okay? They turned it off. So I had to stay in a hotel, me and my children, and go to work. So he was a truck driver as well. He came and followed me. But the only reason I couldn't go to the hotel by myself, he took 2 of our children, put them in the other vehicle, and followed me back to where I was staying. So I had to essentially plan for that. And this is what I'm going to tell you. You have to plan for that. And also, do not be angry and hostile. Like, why are you following me? Da, da, da. Okay? Just listen. It's going to help you. It's going to help somebody. Whenever they're around, be as kind as you can. Keep your sarcastic tone to a very limited amount. Because if he says, well, what you doing living over here at this hotel? Why don't you go live at your place? Knowing doggone well that the electricity's off. Please do not cause a ruckus. You don't want that. Just say, I'm just staying here and I'll pay on the light bill, blah, blah, and whatever. So after that, he left. So you want to also, when you're planning, you want to plan for the unknown. You want to plan for the unexpectedness of things not going the way you have already planned it. Just plan for the worst. Plan for your tire blowing. Plan for the person blowing up. Just plan for all these different chaotic situations so that then you start to work out how to solve and go at those with a different solution. Well, if he comes at the hotel and he doesn't want to leave, then what am I going to do? You don't do anything. And at that time, there's nothing you can do. You just be calm and you know his schedule. He's going to have to go, and then he goes. You do what you do, and then put your plan back in action. So every EPS, every escape plan strategy is different with a different W.P.E, okay? And your escape plan is different for you because your situation is different. For me, my situation was different because my significant was a truck driver. So the only way to leave is when he's not around. When he's around, he's there 24/7. He's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. So that would not be the best time to leave. Utilize your schedules. Utilize what you know about your significant. Utilize that to your advantage. Utilize it. If they are at work or they stay at home all day and they go out with their buddy, every 2 hours, so plan for your time when you're going to leave. Plan if he's going to take a trip or she's going to take a trip. This is the best time. You need to plan ahead of time. The more you plan in advance, the better you can execute. When you execute your execution part of your W.P.E, don't back down on the time. If you say it is 2:00 a.m. in the morning when you are leaving, make it 2:00 a.m. in the morning you are leaving. Don't make it 2:30. Don't make it 2:05. Make it that exact time. There is a specific reason why you have to stay to that, because that gives you the fire under your tail to get going, not to stay 1 minute more. And I'll tell you and explain to you that I had to do this twice. The first time I did it, and I cleaned out the house, and I told myself I'm on the road at 3. Got my gas, got the kids, knocked the kids' stuff out, took them out of school, did what I had to do, gave my employer their resignation, and all of that. How far away would you move to? And exactly. And we need to also plan your transportation. You need to plan how you're going to pay, where you're going to stay, where you're going to sleep, who's going to house you, where you're going to house. Hi, Sister Stephanie. All of that needs to go into your plan. You need to think of all of it, because if you're leaving, say you don't have a job, say you don't have any money, where are you staying? Where are you and your children or your child, or where are you staying? You have to think of this. If you have to go to a domestic violence shelter, make sure you research out which one is going to be beneficial to you and how they can help you. Research all this stuff out ahead of time, so when you get involved, you're not thinking, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know if this will work out. And if they're asking you at the shelter, well, can you stay? Is there anything preventing you from staying? Because a lot of times they will want you to say, hi, Sister Linda. They will want you to stay on the premises of that shelter, and you really can't leave. So make sure that if that's the route you want to go, make sure you have everything taken care of. Doctor's visits, everything, appointments, kids out of school, all of that. Make sure you do that today. Not today, but whenever you're going to do it. If it is today, well, you've already planned. So anyway, the other thing that I want to also announce and address is it's not going to be easy. Leaving is never easy. It's never easy. It's never easy. If someone told you leaving out of a domestic violence situation was easy, they lied to you, and it's a farce. That's fake. You cannot just one day pack up your bags and decide today's the day. I'm out of here with all the lies, the cheating, all that. That it doesn't work that way. You really have to plan. It really takes a lot to get out, okay? And the last thing I wanted to address, because it was dropped on me, is infidelity is not an escape plan. I'm going to say that again. Infidelity is not an escape plan strategy. Trust me, because I know I tried to do my Heavenly Father's job. You cannot, yes, strategic planning. We are strategically planning to leave. You cannot go out and say, I am going to cheat. Because therefore, for my specific faith, therefore in the Bible it says, because I have been unfaithful, that he or she will divorce me. All right. I've done it. They're going to divorce me. I'm out of here. Little did you know that they're not going to give you those written walking papers. They don't want you to go bye-bye. They've forgiven you, so they say. So your plan has now failed. Hashtag major fail. It has bombed. Boom. Blown up in your face. You have thought it was going to work out, but it didn't. So let me tell you, that is the worst way to leave. Also, it makes you look terrible because you're trying your own way to leave. It's wrong. It's biblically wrong. And it's also wrong for you to try and do it that way, because some people are not going to accept that. Yeah, you cheated on me, but so what? I'm not. So what? You think I'm going to divorce you now? I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not doing that. And I'm going to tell you from experience, I did it twice. I said, okay, you know what? The Bible says you have the right, said is significant. You have the right to give me walking papers. Serve me the divorce papers. I accept them. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was wrong. I am the one who did it first. Go ahead and give me the walking papers. How come I didn't get any walking papers? No walking papers. None. All that did, all that did was make everything worse, so that person got a chance to do it back to me. He said, remember how you stepped out on me? Now I'm going to step out on you. Like, what? Just let me out of this so we can both not be stepping out at each other, because it really don't make no sense. I did it to leave you. You did it because you're getting back at me, but you're wrong. You understand? So I'm going to tell you again, rewind. Infidelity is not an escape plan. If you think it is, it's not. It's just going to backfire. So do not think exactly tit for tat, manipulation. Exactly. You think that you have this plan down pat, that you've been hurt, that you're going to just do the Lord's job. You cannot do it. So you have better go sit yourself down, go get some paper, write it out, do it properly, leave without using any other tool, namely your body, to get yourself an escape plan. Write it down, plan it out, execute it, and don't do any infidelity stuff, because it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna fire back, and then you're gonna be hurt, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be sad. How could he do this to me? Blah, 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 blah. But forgetting that you did it first because you were trying to get yourself out. It's just a big chaotic mess, okay? So, what did we discuss today? Your EPS, your escape plan strategy, paired with your W.P.E, which is your written plan of execution, that you need to have all of these things put together. Do not speak about what you're going to do, because you will essentially sabotage yourself. So make sure you have everything in order. Keep your silence. Do what you have to do. And do not, by any means necessary, think that any of the friends that either significant has on either gender side is your friend. They're not your friend. They're not there to help you. They are there to watch you. And if you think that the person's not watching you, you are sadly mistaken. Even when they're not around, someone's always watching. Somebody's always watching. So I hope this has been very helpful and informative to you. And I still have a little bit of time left. So if you have a question that you would like to present, I'm going to leave that open right now. I have like 4 minutes left. So any questions I will take, and I will do my best to answer with efficiency. Didn't know. Thank you, sister. I hope it blessed you all. Hello. Thank you, Dr. Princess Fumi. Thank you again. Thank you, Sister Linda. Thank you all. If you guys have any questions, hi, Sister Nicole. How are you today, love? How are you guys? I thank you so much for everyone being here. Hello. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys were here. So I just wanted to share that because it was laid on me to share that. So yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Princess. It is. A lot of people do not understand that trying to get out of these situations, you can't do it by yourself. And if you do it the wrong way, you just bring yourself more hurt and pain that you've already been going through. So why make it prolong it? Why prolong it more? You know, it's unfortunate. But we live and we learn, right? We live and we learn. So the only person, thank you. So I do want to say before I get off of here, please check out the World Changer Sister Tribe, please. How far away do you have to move to get away, and how do you file for divorce? Okay. Sister Ramona, you have opened up Pandora's box. That's a big question, but I'm gonna try and snip it down. Filing for a divorce is very hard, and it takes a lot. So I'm still going through that process because it's not easy. There are a lot of things you have to know and to do, and the law is not very simplistic. Every state has its own criteria. So for me here in California, I'm going through a battle to get a divorce because it's not the same. I came here to get one and I had to wait 6 months. I'm yet still waiting to do one because an attorney dropped my case and said they couldn't help me, although they weren't DV cases. So don't think that you thinking that you're going to get a divorce and it's going to happen quickly. They don't. You really have to search it out. You have to see if you can find lawyers who are pro bono. If you don't, you really have to really work hard. So I'm just only in the thick of it telling you this because I'm still working on trying to get one done, but they are not so easy to come about. And when you go see judges and all that, they just want you to get your business handled. So it takes a lot. You really have to go to your local court system and find an attorney to help you through the process. And you're going to need a lot of support. A lot. So with that being said, thank you, Sister Ramona. That was just a big one. Boom, that one was heavy. Yes, separate first. So that's exactly the route I'm going to be doing. Legal separation, and then we shall see, right? We shall see. All in time. You're welcome, Sister Ramona. You lay down the heavy ones. So, yes, and there's Catholic charities here too. How far away do you move to? For me, I moved from Phoenix, Arizona to California, and I'm here in LA. So that wasn't the plan. I was doing my job in Phoenix, so I would have liked to have stayed there, but I'm here. I'm here now. So yes, all of that I learned. So I did want to say Miss Kasika will be on tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so you guys can catch her because she'll be speaking with The Real. Her show is called The Real. And if there's any more questions, I'm here for a minute. I got a minute left. You're welcome, Miss Kasika. Always try to catch your show. Any more questions? Any questions at all? Because I am going to do my best. Yes, please go visit the Sister Tribe, World Changer Sister Tribe. There is music to download, books to purchase, pens auctioning, all different types of good things going on. Please help us as we are building for an enrichment center for the Odessa Amore project. So I am wrapping up. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone being here. Please follow the World Changer Sister Tribe on Facebook, and I hope to see you guys next week, Monday, and check out Miss Kasika tonight. So everyone else, you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe, and don't tell anybody about your plan. Bye, y'all.